You can play like you don't know, but I'm the motherfucking truth. Spitting real game and I'm clutching in the booth. We was both on one, now we fucking in the booth. She looked me in my eyes, she say, nigga, you the truth. Bad and rude, body, we don't.
Okay, so what we got going on here is painting some mirrors. Stuffing them up with the Scotch-Brite. Take all that dullness off. Then we go epoxy primer. And then we go paint. Paint, base coat, then clear. So just gotta make sure we pretty much rough these things up so that way the epoxy will stick. Gotta scuff them up real good. Don't want that paint peeling. And yes, these are the mirrors with the blinkers in on the side. So you got that one down pat. Just gotta make sure it's all dulled out. You gotta break that shine. Break that shine all the way around. So I'm gonna speed up the video on this one. As you can see the difference.
You can play like you don't know, but I'm the motherfucking truth. Spitting real game and I'm clutching in the booth. We was both on one, now we.
Okay, so now what I'm about to do is mix up some epoxy primer. And you want to use epoxy primer. You don't really want to use like the spray can primer. You want to use some epoxy because it's gonna allow it to stick to the chrome and allow the paint to stick to the primer. So that way you won't get none of that pillow shit. So we're gonna mix up some epoxy primer, 3 parts. So you got 4 parts of the primer. We got 1 part of reducer, and then you got 1 part of hardener. And then you got your measuring cup here. So you pretty much know how to measure everything out. You just gotta make sure everything is accurate. And then we go wipe them down with some wax and grease remover, and then let that flash off, and then we can shoot the primer. Boom. Let's see. I don't really need that much. And this shit stinks. stick. Mix that up real good. Now the objective to get this primer on nice to where you don't have to sand it down is putting it on smooth. You want to put it on smooth and wet. So that way you won't have to do none of that extra sanding and wet sanding, because you can just go ahead and shoot it wet on wet. So I'll catch y'all back on in a minute.
You can play like you don't know, but I'm the motherfucking